Hey, Anuki here. If you'd like more CoH games, show your support on Twitch or join the Discord. Now Jenkins, introduce the commanders, please.
Righto then. First up we have good old MasterStef of the US forces, squashed by Mess of Red Hue. He's vanquishing evil from the western side of our map, Villa Fiore. Now let me tell you fellas, this chap is so gallant, he once stormed a beach with nothing but a handkerchief and the power of American optimism. Froze all German machine guns solid, he did. A real hero. Now, onto this Alpenwell character, draped in a despotic shade of blue. Representing the Wehrmacht, he's skulking about on the Eastern Front. Be wary though, this bloke once filled an entire town's sausage supply with sawdust. Terrible business. Almost ruined breakfast for an entire week.
Wait, that...
Now, of course, he's got his comeuppance today, because MasterStef isn't likely to put up with any such tomfoolery. No siree.
Stuffing the sausages with sawdust almost ruined breakfast. So they didn't mind. It was just kind of like, yeah, anyway, it's not great. They aren't the best quality sausages. Okay, well, you heard Jenkins. Welcome to Villa Fiore. It is a beautiful map, for sure. We have Victory Point in the center on the high ground. We have these big cutoff points here that we saw in the last match. We're very, very focused. And we have, this time, the Africa Corps on the field instead of the Wehrmacht. So Motorcycle is away. Alpenwell
Sawdust is an
already
underrated
off.
substitute for actual food. Gotta make rations last. It sounds like we have some true tactics behind the scenes, too.
For a moment, I thought you were being deadly serious just because of the tone that was read in.
We have Italian infantry arriving at the front.
Oh, we already got the Pathfinder squads out, which means it is my favorite battle group, which is the Airborne Battle Group. This is the one that I play the most. It is something that I feel like I'm a lot more familiar with in terms of the timings, and playing it into the Africa Corps, I don't think it's too bad if you can get to the paratroopers and getting those bazookas out. It's just getting there. We got dual motorcycles out, so there's going to be a lot of capturing, enhanced even more by these nasties. Look how fast they are. The Bersaglieri.
I'm being serious.
Or the Bersaglieri. I can't say it. I
Mixing
call them
sawdust with
Bersaglieri.
real food lets the real food last longer while still filling your belly.
No way. Sawdust? I want to ask Jenkins about it, but Jenkins will just tell me about a battle of sawdust or something like that. I'll tell you what, though. Jenkins, what can you tell me about this map? We'll see what Jenkins has to say about that. Pathfinder squad already beaten up ever so slightly. Taking fire on the retreat. But two men will make it back to tell the tale.
The practice is still used today with
one of them might be
Parmesan
Jenkins.
cheese shakers.
Oh. Okay, well, that's... I don't know, I feel like you're pulling my leg, but...
Villa Fiore, a place of fond memories. Once upon a time, my commander, the stalwart Major Chesterton, sent me here on a mission to infiltrate an alleged Italian stronghold. It was said to be stocked full of the finest Parmesan cheese and Chianti wine. Quite an operation that was, my chums. Turns out the building they'd been using was none other than our 3-storied hilltop villa. Now, here's the funny bit. On spying into the southern windows, all I found was a gaggle of Italian grandmothers churning out cheese and wine, not a single booted soldier in sight. The Major's face, when I returned triumphant, but with only a wheel of pungent cheese and a few bottles of Chianti, was redder than MasterStef's armor. We had quite a laugh about that. And Villa Fiore did produce some of the finest cheese I've ever tasted. Now, if only they'd leave out that ghastly sausage business. Gives one the collywobbles.
The collywobbles. Okay, well, you know, Villa Fiore, producing cheese. Get yours today. 25% off. Just like those September subscriptions. Alright, well, these motorcycles are darting around. They couldn't really do too much against the paratroopers. Paratroopers already used to backcap the fuel. This is exactly what I would have done in that situation. Just hiding out here in this bush. Oh, there we go. We've got some orders. I was going to say, I think we've got some things that they could be doing.
Blue zipping and zooming around the map, pushing red back into a corner.
Well, red's not doing too bad. Like, that looks pretty good to me. That's exactly what the motorcycles want to do. But they're going to struggle, I think, against airborne. We got the Pathfinders out here as well. They're really good at capturing. So we got 1 Pathfinder squad, 2 Pathfinder squad, 2 rifles. So it's kind of like a game of capping.
The enemy have claimed our sector.
Both sides have some efficiencies, but, no man should stand on a grenade with 2 of their friends. Could even see a squad wipe. This is a very bad retreat path. I don't see how this one gets out alive. The worst of the worst. So that's quite a huge loss. Paratroopers are considered elite infantry, even though they are, I would argue, pretty poor against dealing with infantry.
My stream delay makes battle reports a bit difficult. My general is not going to like that.
Well, thank you for trying anyway. Yeah, so the paratroopers, they're kind of weak, but I feel like they're a versatile unit. The way that you get them to be effective is kind of utilizing lots of minor strengths. Like, they can come out pretty early. That is a strength. They can be upgraded to have M9 bazookas. It's not the fact that they can get M9 bazookas, which is the strength. It's the fact that you can upgrade them, which means you don't have to. Which means you can use them as an infantry squad until you see a vehicle, and then get the M9 bazookas. And that is quite useful in very certain situations. Here, not so much. The Flak Verling is going to be an infantry shredder. And you get in a situation where you've got bazookas firing at a Flak Verling. The Flak Verling is still going to win that trade, I feel. Look at the damage that it's able to put down. Like, it'll take 2 shots from bazookas, fine. But can you really take the losses from the squad? If you can get a good flank, though, you might get some rare shots in. What you really need to do is try and pair up the paratroopers with some other element. What you can do is get yourself a Captain Retinue, which will give you the sprint ability, which can be used to tremendously good effect for flanking, getting in those rear shots, chasing down vehicles. Pair that up with like an AT gun that you can get later on from an airdropped AT gun. Ain't too bad. Alternatively, I think what every airborne commander is trying to do is tech skip all the way up to a tank factory so that they can bring in some Sherman tanks and fill in the gaps of their weakness. So it's whether or not they can get there. So we have Alpenwell just moving from away from the middle of the map. Meanwhile, it seems like MasterStef is trying to hold on. I mean, that is, they have to try and figure out a way to stall out this game so that they can deal with the Flak Verling. That is their major threat at the moment. They've upgraded this squad with a machine gun rather than the bazookas. And I feel like the bazookas in here would be fine, but if they had bazookas in here, then these vehicles wouldn't be attacking. They do actually kill the half-track, though, because of the focusing on the fire. I mean, it does die to light vehicle, to light arms fire. Jenkins, MasterStef just hid inside of a building with a paratrooper squad, armed with a light machine gun, and was able to focus fire down a half-track. We'll see what Jenkins has to say about that. Oh, firing over here somewhere. The anti-air from the Flak Verling as well will target aircraft as it comes along. It might even shoot it down. We might even get a cinematic shot.
That's MasterStef for you. Sneaky chap, that one. Brought those Yanks into a nice, cozy Italian home and made minced meat out of Alpenwell's half-track. Guess Alpenwell didn't see that one coming, did he? Now, if he'd been focusing more on the fight and less on carpentry, he might have stood a chance. Could do with a fresh strategy instead of lumbering about, wouldn't you agree? Well, let's just hope for Alpenwell's sake that his plan isn't to glue that half-track back together. Now, MasterStef, there's a man who knows his onions, and I'm not just talking about the food ration kind. Keep vigilant, lads. The tide of battle's turning yet.
We got the AT gun out now. Thank you, Jenkins, for that. There's so many puns, so many layers there. And then mentioning onions as well. Oh, so many layers, so many layers. AT gun moving way too far up, though. It needs the coverage from the paratroopers. Once that AT gun is moving, the flak Verling is free to fire on it as well. Bersaleri are pushed back, though, thanks to those paratroopers.
The victory point is being taken from us.
So we had a 3 cap for a little while there. MasterStef going down to 328, 25 now. Tickets.
Enemy has taken a victory point.
I think we should see these riflemen try and get a good sticky grenade off on that flak Verling, which is so hard because Alpenwell's micro is going to be great. You know, when everything is focusing on the use of your flak Verling, that is the thing that you spend your eyes on. All the time is just like looking at this flak Verling, making sure it is doing an effective as a job as it could possibly do. You know, check the map out now as the troops have split up to go capture territory. Getting a rear hit in there from, I think, the AT gun. Looks like the AT gun did fire that.
Victory point lost.
Huge troop movement on the ground. But not many for MasterStef. That's the problem. The flak Verling is firing on an aircraft. I wish I could pip around to see it. Go on, where's that plane? Cinematic mode. I'm not sure if it managed to shoot it down. I don't think it did. I forgot about cinematic mode. Cinematic mode is great. We should use it more often. Have a squad out here. The Pathfinders engaging a Panzer III. That's not going to go too well. Chasing them down. They're quite weak, these fellas. So they might be able to get a squad wipe here. It looks like it will be the case. That main gun is pretty accurate. One more. Oh, straight through the belly. Meanwhile, a lot of the forces for MasterStef are concentrated on this side, but they don't have too much to play with. Second AT gun now. Now, this is the Battlefield Espionage Battle Group. You can see all the buffs that are going on them.
That Panzer is playing a fun game of cat and mouse.
Oh, wait, no, it's not the Battlefield Espionage. What am I talking about? This is the Africa Corps. I see all those buffs and I think Battlefield Espionage. I don't know why. I'm crazy. It's stealth. It's... What are all these buffs? Camouflaged, vehicle support, location, force recon, combined arms. Right, got it. Yeah, that's... I'm being an idiot. Like I say, it's been so long since I've done this. Ugh. You remember when the... I don't know. Some people remember when the Battlefield Espionage Battle Group was released and they had like 6 buffs on them or something crazy. And then the buff markers were changed. So these buff markers are new to me. If that gives you some kind of indication of how long it's been. God, look at that blood. Don't slip, medic. Flak Verling still being incredibly annoying. A vehicle that troubles so many in the game. Jaeger squad out here getting some good snipes against the Pathfinders. Of course, giant AT rifles would be effective against squishy targets. Panzer III just loitering on the right-hand side. Not too much action in this one, I think. The AT guns don't have the support that they need, but they also need to try and take these vehicles by surprise. As soon as they take one shot, just like that, Alpenwell is going to back off.
Proximity alarm near
And
our
Alpenwell is
victory point.
ensuring that they have vision at the front. You can see this infantry here, all around the middle. I love the tactical map. It's nice to see the overall movement. And some people play entirely through the tactical map.
Attacked by the enemy.
Panzer III brought to reinforce this area. Little do they know, maybe, that the AT guns are around here as well. Oh, one moved actually over here.
Three is awaiting orders.
Tried to take a shot. Since that first shot missed, the Flak-Verling knows just to move out of the way. The Panzer III moving up. Now, we might see how a weapons team should be used. They are using it to screen for their AT guns, and it gets good damage down. Like, when they're having to attack into you, that's an issue. AT gun by itself, though, very lonely. Needs support. Quickly killed. Could be stolen. We need to get some infantry up here. I think we've got the artillery cover coming down. Oh, retreating over a mine, and that is game already. That was so quick.
Hey, Vivi here. I edit and upload the videos here on Ironcast. If you want to see Anuki cast more, then like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, come along to the Discord, do anything to let him know. Anuki would love to cast more if you'd like to see more.